I watched your video, and you kind of lost me at first when you were comparing senators and judges. But when you tied it to the fact that a judge don't have to get reelected, I, that caught my interest. But there were several problems I had with your video, and I'm gonna break them down for you right now. For a senator, you said that politicians, they get contributions not to so-called put in their pocket, but to run for re-election. I totally disagree with that. You said that they don't generally do this, for their pockets. They do this strictly for their pockets. A senator gets paid what, a couple $100,000 a year, but when they leave out of office, they're multimillionaires. It makes no sense for senators to be campaigning for millions of dollars to run for re-election for a job that only pays $200,000 a year. That's like me paying $100,000 for a car that only pay $50,000 a year. That's going out the world ass backwards. And every 2 to 3 years, I got to buy a new car. This makes no sense nowhere but in America. For a politician to be collecting campaign contributions from people outside of his constituents should be a crime, and he should be thrown out. For Clarence Thomas to be accepting contributions from any amount for a position that he never have to reapply for, once he's in, he's in. For this man to be collecting money, and he's not no hundreds of thousands. When you are going on vacation with multi-billionaires and their friends, they're spending millions and millions of dollars on Clarence Thomas. And not just because they enjoy the presence of his company. It's so they can get things done their way, to usurp the authority of the people who put him in there in the first place. These senators are doing it, and these judges are doing it. And the fact that you don't want to expose Clarence Thomas for what he could have been doing, because it's going to open up a rabbit hole that everybody else up there has been doing, which they all are. It's disingenuous. If you want a Supreme Court, then it has to be a Supreme Court. You have to have people up there of integrity. And if that means exposing every last one of them and getting every last one of them out of there, then that's just what you're going to have to do. I'm doing this video for one reason only. It's to show black people a stark comparison between the way things are and the way they could be. This country is dead. If you took the idea or the results of America right now today to a third party, for them to analyze the viability of this country, the sustainability of this country, to a person that their livelihood is not based on living within this country, and you want their unbiased opinion, they would tell you right now they're surprised us alive right at this present moment. They would not put their children, their livelihoods, or nothing within the confines of the United States. You got corruption in the education system. You got corruption in the police. You got corruption in the politics. You got corruption in the businesses, industries. You got corruption in the courts. There isn't a branch in this system that is what it's supposed to be. If politicians cannot run for re-election based on the laws and legislation that they provide to elevate the quality of their life for their constituents, then they should not be allowed to run. Their job should be based should be contingent upon the quality of life they provide for their people. If an area is filled with crime, drugs, or whatever, if what they're doing in office is not eliminating this problem and elevating the quality of their life, they should not be re-elected. It's as simple as that. You should not be allowed to collect no millions of dollars for a job that only pays a couple $100,000 a year. Black people, it is time for us just to tell the truth, we can create a system better than this for ourselves. And we can build our own independent businesses, industries, and institutions to safeguard and promote and provide a better way of life for us. We can create our own economics. We can create our own constitution, our own laws and values, and create communities where we have businesses and industries that function consistently to our nature, our culture. Where you can walk down the street and don't see drug paraphernalia, stripper clothes, nudie magazines all in the window. That creates an environment that you can raise a family in. This is not going to be provided for you. These people have had 400 years, almost 500 years of uninterrupted power and authority over us. And look at the result of it. Like I said, there isn't not only a single branch of the system that's not corrupt. This country is rooted in corruption. This is why the system is the way it is. It's over $31 trillion in debt. And if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you've paid taxes in the last 10 years, your portion to that debt is over $240,000. The concept of this country makes absolutely no sense. You have politicians and you got judges collecting contribution for their jobs by people who don't want to pay taxes, who don't want to pay livable wages, and will open up plants and then place machines instead of workers. So as the population grows, you have more and more machines in the plants doing the jobs that the people should be doing, who pay the taxes that put the politicians and the judges in office. This is where they get their money from. But they're campaigning and collecting contribution from people who don't want to pay taxes. This is why this country is the way it is. We have let people that's greedy and envious and hateful rule over us for too long. We can take a stand right now and build our own. We don't have to sit up here and let their fate be our fate. Let's come together as a people, restore ourselves to our pre-slave existence, build our own businesses, industries, and institutions, and establish our own laws and govern our people the way we should have been governed from the beginning. I'm going to end this video here. And if you like this message, and if you like this content, and if you like this pressure that I put on our oppressor, put a little pressure on that follow and subscribe button and catch me in my next video. Ashe.